Hi everyone, this is a Focus Spender, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some tips that I've come up with to help you protect your finances. But first, if you're new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. My channel is all about getting out of debt, staying out of debt, organizing your finances, and increasing your net worth. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, you can find me at Focus Spender on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Now let's get started. So right now is a really scary time with COVID-19. If you're living in the epicenter like I am, you are overly affected by what's going on. I constantly hear sirens. People in my family have actually passed away. People in my friends' family have passed away. And it just feels like, you know, bad things are just all around us. And so one thing that I started thinking about was I want to make sure that people are protecting their finances right now, because unfortunately for some of us, you know, our life situation might change very drastically, very quickly. So about a year ago, or a little over a year ago, I did a video talking about how I wrote a will. I did it through LegalZoom, and I got it notarized. I had my witnesses, but the one thing I didn't do was upload it to the LegalZoom portal, because I don't know, I think I was just freaking out about the whole thing. In the back of my mind, I thought, okay, well, if something happens to me, the will is here. Someone will find it. It is here. But the next step I knew I needed to do was actually upload it to the portal, and I actually just did it today. So it's finally final. The next thing I need to do is also to create a living trust, because that is equally, if not more so important than a will, to make sure that if something happens to me right now, things can go into motion really quickly. So that being said, my first tip is to make sure that you have created a will or a living trust, especially if you have children, and you need to just make sure that if something does happen to you, you are protecting them. So there are multiple places that you can create a will through. I use LegalZoom because that was easy, it was inexpensive, and you can do it really, really quickly. So you can use them, you can use just other websites, or you can just go straight to an attorney. And they will help you set it up. But whatever you do, this is not a time to think, okay, I'll do it next month, I'll do it in a couple months. Right now is actually the time to make sure that you are getting your affairs in order, because things can happen in a blink of an eye. The next thing I suggest you do in order to protect your finances is to make sure that you have the correct beneficiaries on your various accounts. So whenever you start a new job and you complete your 401k or your life insurance, they have you complete the beneficiaries. But maybe you've been at that job for several years and you have not reevaluated who you have listed. This is a time to make sure you just go and look to see who's listed, make sure that the correct people are. Maybe something happened in your life. Maybe you got married, maybe you got divorced. Who knows what happened? But this is the time to make sure the correct people are listed, so that if something happens to you, the people that you want to get your money will get your money. Another tip I have is to start thinking about a long-term financial plan or strategy. So I know the first two tips were about, like, if you die, then this is what you need to have in place. And this tip is like thinking about the long-term horizon. But a lot of people keep saying, well, I'm so bored during this quarantine. So if you're bored during this quarantine, this is the perfect time to sit down and do some thinking. What do you want your life to look like? What are the things you need to do now to make sure your life is set up the way you want it to be? Do you want to have, you know, a flush bank account? Do you want to have a flush retirement account? Are you set up in a way that is going to actually allow for those things to happen? So you can review your accounts, make sure you are invested properly, make sure you have the right accounts open. If you have kids and you don't have a 529 plan, well, you know, that was a good time to look into that 529 plan. So right now, I want everyone to just stop and make sure they're thinking strategically for the long term so that they can set up those plans as quickly as possible. Another tip that I have for you is to make sure you have organized your financial documents. A lot of times when things happen, you know, it's really hard to figure out where anything is. So if you do have that extra time on your hands, it's a great time to pull out all your financial documents, get rid of the things you don't need, scan what you need to scan, and put them in binders. Do something with them so that you can quickly access your papers if you need to, and God forbid something does happen to you, other people can quickly access those papers as well. So the last thing I want to talk about is just making sure that you are continuously monitoring your credit. So because of the fact that people are losing their jobs, a lot of people are skipping payments, a lot of companies are allowing you to skip payments, but This is a time where scams can happen. People can take advantage of you. So you want to make sure you are actively monitoring what is being reported on your credit report. So I always suggest a website called annualcreditreport.com that in the past lets you review your credit report for free one time per year. As of April 20th, 2020, they're allowing people to check their credit report for free once every week. So there's no excuse. Every single week you can go and download your credit report and see what is happening so that you can make sure nothing false is being reported against you. So there you have it. Those are my tips to protecting your finances. I hope everyone is being safe. I hope that you're staying home, and if you do go out, you are maintaining your proper social distance, you are covering your face, you're wearing sunglasses to protect your eyes. Whatever you need to do, make sure you are doing that. I hope you like this video. Be sure to click like, leave me a comment below, and to share it with your friends. Thanks. Bye-bye.